what's going on, YouTubers? Or pertains to this past reviews for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Recall Up. Pertains to obviously the new beginnings. Well, not the new beginnings. It's called the new beginning. There's no S in that one. But anyways, we're pertains to the new beginning of USA for 2021. Basically we call up for potential past reviews of the new beginning of USA from 2019 to 2020, and now we're here 2021. And the one that's going to talk about, I'm going to get to that once we get to night 2, because there were 2 nights of it. And what I'm about to get to right now is what pertains to it for It's Natural Born Thriller. So welcome everyone to the New Japan review for the promotion of New Japan Pro Wrestling, the brand of New Japan Pro Wrestling of America. Of America. You know, basically New Japan of America. So, yeah. The shows from February 19th, 2021 and February 26th, 2021 that you can watch on New Japan World every Friday night. Where it tends to, their shows of New Japan of America called Iwgp. Wait, I mean, think about the titles belts. No, what I meant to say was, which the show that they call it, they're calling it by See, I'm doing it again. NJPW. There you go. But yeah, it's called NJPW Strong. That's once again every Friday night. I'm assuming at 10 o'clock p.m. on pertains to Eastern time, from my Eastern time. 10 o'clock p.m. every Friday night on New Japan World. And there's something else that they did on there pertains to because they're doing that show ever since the pandemic started. From late months since we entered the pandemic era, where they start doing other shows weekly. Pertains to which I'm looking to location because finally I see the location on there. I finally add. I never had the time to really look up other than the state that they were in. But besides that, the show was I was gonna say IWPG again, which I kind of already did, but I was gonna say NJPW, excuse me. See, I'm already botching. NJPW Strong presented the new beginning USA 2021 night 1 and 2 at the same venue, same place, and unfortunately there was no crowds there. They can't allow crowds. Just doing it in this pandemic, they were trying to to get better. Pertains to everyone. To take the Vaseline. But they were at the venue of the Ocean View Pavilion, maybe. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. At the city called the Port Port Hamnenim, maybe. That's basically located in California, USA, obviously. So what I'm about to go through right now, folks, because I'm already botching enough as it is, I'm gonna get to night 1. So we're saying night 1 and night 2. You had 3 matches, from night 1 and night 2. The total was 6 matches, if you want to count both nights. So let's get to it. We're saying to these matches. There were some matches that I thought it was good, decent, and best. And we're gonna find out if any of it was the best. So let's get to it. So night 1 features Rocky Romero, Aiden Quest, and Mysterioso defeating Ray Horace, Barrett Brown, and the DKC in a 6-man tag team match that lasted 10 minutes and 13 seconds. Matches so far I thought was decent. This is one of the matches I thought was very, very decent, and not much to say about this match. the next match we got was Fred Rosser, the former Darren Young from WWE. Yes, for those who don't know, Fred Rosser is part of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's still wrestling, which is good. He defeated Hikuleo in the... Hold on a second, folks. They put the wrong single. I mean, they put the wrong. Whoever was in charge of this was put the wrong match stipulation of it. But the person with the tag team match is that it was actually a singles match. This has been building up between Hikuleo, who's representing Bullet Club, against Fred Rosser. It's been building up for quite a while. To be honest with you folks, I really don't pay attention to much about NJPW Strong that much, really, other than whatever happens on the show. We're just all hearing about what happened on the show that really interests me. Other than that, I really don't. I really had no interest in the show whatsoever until they decided to do something where it tends to to get people invested more, which I'll get to that eventually when I get to it. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this video, but we'll see. But I digress. But yeah, that's been building up, and it's not, this whole thing is not going to end, obviously, and I don't want it to end, to be honest with you. So yeah, Fred Rosser got the win over Hikuleo. 10 minutes and 4 seconds lasted by way, and I thought the match was decent. Yeah, it wasn't I mean, it was competitive in a way, but I just thought it was decent. Then we get to the main event, which will feature El Phantasmo defeating Leo Rush. 14 minutes and 5 seconds it lasted, and I thought this match was decent too. Basically, this show, night one, was just decent. From the beginning all the way to the end was just decent. Not saying they were all bad. They were decent. That's all. It's a nice way to say decent match. Not anything terrible, obviously, because this is pro wrestling at the end of the day and not WWE. Anyways, not much to say about that. And that's been built up to with just these two having a program. Ever since the tournament that they did, where it tends to, what tournament was that again? I believe they were calling it this. Yeah, actually, it was the Super J Cup. The Super J Cup, where it tends to get a shot against the Iwgp junior heavyweight champion at Wrestle Kingdom at the time, and El Phantasmo did win that match. Now one thing I can't remember is that was Leo Rush and El Phantasmo. I'm assuming they were, if I recall. But we'll get to that eventually when we get to the later of this year. Where it tends to past reviews, where it tends to reviewing the Super J Cups from 2018 over to 2021. So that'll be coming later, much later. So either way, but yeah, I thought that one was solid. So I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10. So that one was not really the one I was looking forward to. What I was looking forward to the most was night 2. So let's get to night 2 here. So night 2 feature the opener, a 6-man tag team match. I mean, not 6-man, an 8-man tag team match, I should say. That's at 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Your participants in the match were Brody King, ACH, aka Jordan Miles, Steeler Regal, I'm assuming that's how they pronounce it, and Logan Regal. I'm assuming they're brothers. They're cousins. I can't remember if they were brothers or cousins. I'm assuming they were brothers. But they defeated the DKC, Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, and TJP. In the match, I thought it was decent. Now we're changed to Brody King leading his faction, basically. I don't know what his faction is going to be called, because we're changed to his faction. They come out wearing one of those ski masks. Basically look at bandit match. Bandit. Something that a bandit will wear. Bandits meant to say. It's not like I said bandit. Like burglars, crooks, I know what, yeah, I should know what I mean with that whole thing. Those type of masks. So obviously that's Burger King's thing, and he had he had the rest of his team wearing it too, and ACH kept wearing it the entire time. And I was saying to myself, you know what, ACH, you look better with that on anyways, because I don't want to see your face anyways, because you're a fucking disgrace. And it's because of what he did back in 2019. Ridiculous. And it's more to it's not just because with the WWE thing, because the WWE thing is whatever, they deserve it, but he went too far with that, and then he went way too far with James Jalito. And then he started going way too far when he starts going to other promotions, and then also he started to retire, and then also he comes back. Let's just face it, ACH, you need our pro wrestling. You needed this so much because you got nothing else to do. That's why you came back. To be honest with you, because you can't make it anywhere else. So yeah, for that, all the reasons, every time I see ACH, I don't care to see him. Even when it comes to him competing in that New Japan Cup they did in 2020, he ended up being the in the finals. He was a runner up, and I hated that. I hated that he was a runner up in that tournament. Fucking disgrace. To me, ACH is a fucking disgrace. And to me, he'll always be a Jordan Miles. Just saying. But I love that he wears the mask because again, it avoids me to ever look at his face ever again. Because I don't care to see him anymore. Their team won. So there you go. And the match was decent. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but it was decent. Ren Narita, he defeated Chris Dickinson. That's a 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Now we're to this match. Ren Narita. Sometimes I keep forgetting how to say his last name or pronounce it in a way. But he's actually from Japan, and he trained in the New Japan Pro Wrestling dojo, and he is up because and I guess because of the pandemic, I don't know if it was his choice to wrestle in America, or since to be in the New Japan Pro Wrestling of America brand, or whatever, or some, I don't know. I'm surprised that he, of all people, who's Japanese, who ends up being staying in the U.S. for to be a part of this brand, and not to be over in Japan, versus New Japan Pro Wrestling, with their promotion, and the fact that he's there, was to me like I was not expecting that. And he's been doing well. Of what I see him, and he's been he's been doing well either way. Even over there in New Japan. Well, here in New Japan of America, he's been doing very well. He's been killing it. Obviously, if you're in New Japan Pro Wrestling, you're always going to be killing it. Doesn't matter if it's in America or in Japan. But Ren Narita, who's supposed to be a young lion, who's trying to find his drive of what he's supposed to be, to find him who he's going to be. But for now, he's wearing plain trunks, with black wrestling boots. I don't remember if he was wearing a knee pad. I can't remember if he did or not, but usually don't wear knee pads unless they need them, because obviously you're wrestling on a hard canvas. But I digress. But he got the win. He actually got the win, which I was shocking because which is Chris Dickinson. I don't know much about this guy, but he's no young lion. For just to the LA dojo. Don't know where he trained from, but he looked like he was a established star, and he ends up losing to Ray, to Ren Narita, and I'm like, wow. So a young lion finally got a win over some guy that I don't know much about, anyways. But I know he doesn't look like a young lion. He doesn't look like he's a rookie. He looks like he's been doing this for a while, for a long time, I should say. And he lost to Narita. Like, wow, that's something. And the match itself, it was decent. So, and then we get to the main event, the one I was looking forward to the most, for the Iwgp United States Heavyweight Championship. That lasted 14 minutes and 52 seconds. The match has been built up for quite a while, ever since Kenta won the what was that tournament? It was the the New Japan Cup USA tournament, where the winner gets to win the briefcase. With inside of it is a contract to get a guaranteed title shot against the Iwgp United States Heavyweight Champion, which the co-holder at the time was Jon Moxley. Retains to during this pandemic. How is that possible for Jon Moxley to do it if he can't go to New Japan? Retains to go to Wrestle Kingdom to do so, because that's what Kenta wanted it. Unfortunately, Jon Moxley couldn't do it. He couldn't travel to Japan. And on top of that, he had allegations for AW because he is the AW World Champion. But so they decided to do the show on here instead, and that's what they did. And Jon Moxley at one point, he invaded NJPW Strong to confront Kenta. But of course, he had to go through El Fantasma and Hikuleo to get to Kenta, and then he finally did, and he did, and then he finally took him out, and then he basically accepts his challenge for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship title that Jon Moxley currently holds, as he goes up against Kenta for this event itself on NJPW Strong, presenting the New Beginning USA 2021, and this was the match, and the match itself was fantastic. It was good. I loved it. Outside brawl, even to a lot of intense brawl inside the ring as well. Well, obviously, because you don't win the match there, but it was mostly. I guess I meant to say the other way around, But yeah, I love this match. The first time ever these two were in a one-on-one match they ever had, and I was amazed. It delivered. It was as expectation that Jon Moxley and Kenta, they had good chemistry in the ring there, and the styles, it doesn't measure up, but because Moxley has his own style and Kenta got his own style too, but it worked. It delivered. It was awesome. I don't know what more to say. I loved it. So, and another day too, they were in the same G1 Climax back in 2019, and the fact that they never got a chance to wrestle each other in the G1 is is something. And same thing with our chance to Kenta and Minoru Suzuki until finally they actually did, which what was it? No, actually, no, it wasn't. It was actually the New Japan Cup. But we'll get to that too as well, because that's something I need to do some catch up to do as well, pertains to the past reviews and to the current review as well. But yeah, but in pertains to this match, I expect the Kenta to win, because I want Kenta to win here, and he should win. Nope. Instead, it was Jon Moxley winning. Jon Moxley won the match instead. Like, wait a minute, are you sure you want Moxley to win here? I mean, I thought the whole point of Kenta finally getting the opportunity to face Jon Moxley for the United States title is for him to win the belt back, so that he could take it back with him. New Japan Pro Wrestling, because Jon Moxley is is obligated to only do AEW, for because it's pandemic and everything. And then come to find out that Jon Moxley is going to be coming back to New Japan Pro Wrestling pretty soon, since he's no longer AEW World Champion, and AEW is like don't have much to do with him right now, anyways, because him and Eddie Kingston to eventually get some tag team wins, even though they already got a tag team win against the Good Brothers, but at the same time, they have Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley to get tag team wins to eventually become tag team challengers for the tag titles later on for AEW. I don't know. But Moxley, like I say, Moxley retained. It was a good match. Kept looking strong in defeat, obviously, because that's what New Japan Pro Wrestling does. Makes him look smell like red roses. Something that Stone Cold once said. Even in defeat, you still look great, and you're still being elevated and not being devalued. So. So what's next for Jon Moxley for New Japan Pro Wrestling, with him being the IWGP National Heavyweight Champion? It was announced on one of the shows. I'm assuming it was one of those on the road to Sakura Genesis, or I'm trying to remember if it was on the pay-per-view itself where that announcement was made. I don't remember. I'm assuming it was on the road to Sakura Genesis, which I'll get to to the pay-per-view itself when I get to it. But Jon Moxley is issuing a challenge to Yuji Nagata, the Blue Justice. Now, if it's going to be for the if it's going to be for the United title, I'm assuming it is. I'm assuming that's what Moxley want to do, because Moxley wants to be a fighting champion in Japan, with him being the IWGP National Heavyweight Champion. Since now that's the only secondary title now in Japan. But I guess for now it's the Never Openweight Championship title, because that's the only belt right now it's in Japan Pro Wrestling. Meanwhile, the IWGP National Heavyweight Championship title is with Jon Moxley. That is not in he's not over in Japan right now. He's still over here, obviously. So, I don't know. I just don't know. But when Moxley's coming back to New Japan, it's already been announced. He did a promo of it too. So, it's only a matter of time before he starts returning to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And hopefully things get back to normal. Hopefully that's a sign. That means that everything's getting back to normal. So, we'll see. Because again, when it pertains to AEW guys, we still got some AEW guys, like a Matt Hardy, who's needs to go to New Japan as well, because he also got a contract to not only wrestle for AEW, but also New Japan. Also the Good Brothers, even though they're part of Impact Wrestling, but still, yeah. I would say Brody Lee, but we don't know what happened with Brody Lee, unfortunately. Rest in peace to him. Sucks, man. The time that where Brody Lee really needed to get back into the ring, not just for AEW in the AEW ring, but to also go into other wrestling rings too. But unfortunately, the pandemic ruined it, and they really ruined the opportunity of Brody Lee to go to New Japan. And it sucks that he couldn't do it. So God rest his soul. He would have been nice in Japan too, by the way. His style, Brody Lee's style, would have fit perfectly in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But it's just one of those what ifs now. So, but nevertheless, but yeah, that was the show. Hopefully we see Jon Moxley back in New Japan, and if not soon, then then later. And I cannot wait. I don't know if it's gonna be built up to the next review of it, but we'll see. Which I'll talk a little bit about on another video, but I digress. But yeah, as far as night two gets 8.5 out of 10. So good show. If anything was better, night 2 is better than night 1. Because night 2 is one that featured John Moxley versus Kenta, the match that we've all been waiting to see. So my overall story for the show overall for both nights, I'm gonna go with a 9 out of 10. Just to be generous. So either way, I enjoyed it. And if anything, Moxley and Kenta is where made it worth it. So, and that being said, folks, thank you all for watching. So yeah, no plugs and no scenarios of whatsoever and all. Just let you all know that thank you all for watching for Is Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. You all take care.